Hello everyone. This is week 6 discussion forum, and I really enjoyed the reading this week. I know we were supposed to read chapters 1 and 11 and then like one chapter in between, but I ended up reading many chapters in between just because I found it really interesting. And listening or thinking about our final paper and my own worldview, my mind map, right? There were pieces that I could draw from almost every chapter of this book that make up my worldview. And so I found that to be really interesting and also like really freeing in a way. I think something that I struggle with around spiritualism or religion is labeling. It's like you have to be red or blue, you have to be right or wrong. There's one way, and I just really don't feel like that's true. And probably a lot of us feel like that's not necessarily true. So it's really freeing to think of my own worldview not as one thing, but as a combination of many things. But the most interesting part to me was probably the focus on the views of the East versus the West, right? So the chapter Journey to the East, chapter 7, really talks about the changes or the differences between Eastern religion and worldview and Western religion and worldview. And I think that, most prominently, my worldview or even my religious beliefs are a combination of East and West. So if I think about, even things as basic as like how religion has played a part in war, and how, Eastern religions like Buddhism are more focused on peace and peaceful conflict. And not to say that, the Christian religion isn't. Certainly, there are certainly many Christians and many folks who are focused on that, who have a Christian worldview or a Christian belief. But we also know, there's lots of wars that have been fought in the name of religion. Certainly as we look at like Catholicism, but also Christianity. And that I think is it's the hard part of religious beliefs for me. The eye for an eye, right? I find difficulty with how that's interpreted by some Christians. And so it resonated with me to really be able to think about my own worldview as being a combination of these things, and that it doesn't need to be mutually exclusive, and that probably there are very few or any folks that have mutually exclusive worldviews, or maybe they say they believe in one thing, but their actions are not really aligned to that. And that's, I think, just part of being human, right? We're not perfect. It's impossible to be perfect. And so, it should be expected that that we have different thoughts and beliefs in different ways. So anyways, a very thoughtful week for me and really helpful, I think, as I'm going into finishing up my final paper and just really thinking about, what does this mean for me? I'm really excited to watch your videos and see, what this meant for all of you as you went through the reading this week. And want to also wish you, just a great summer and a great wrap up to this class. So thank you.